Gott. Oh nein. Was? Soll man den Gegner kaputt kriegen, die man nicht treffen darf? Oha! Jetzt bin ich wieder... Oh, doppelte. Wo gibt mir die 2? Ah. Und auch schon wieder welche. Oha! Was? Eieiei.
Only a few more enemies left.
I see! Over here!
Nein, nicht. Hä? Wieder nicht ausweichen. Oh, komm schon. Oh, wie soll man denn gegen? Komm schon, 2. Oh. Eigentlich. Dafür reicht der Speer noch. Schnell. Hopp, hopp, hopp. Dö, 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 dö. Der Föhn. Die Sache fertig.
Have you found him? Have you found my guiding star, my prince? A letter? Let me see. Dear, oh, he calls me dear. And then he goes on to say that the longer we were married, the more I became just a reflection of him, and he a reflection of me. He goes on to say that I'm not the woman I fell in love with, and he's not the man he used to be either, and that we both deserve better. We deserve to be full people. He then says this isn't healthy, that he needs to find time apart to rediscover who he is, and he hopes I do the same. Oh no, he's gone, and he's not coming back. I've lost everything. I don't want me, I want him! But then again, maybe all hope isn't lost. Maybe if I did what he said, if I try to figure out who I am when I'm by myself, if I rediscover who I used to be and truly am and break free of obsession and idolatry and become a fully realized person again, then maybe he'll take me back. Exactly! It's the only way forward. Let me give you this. It's a red band. I was going to give it to him, but I want to give it to you instead. For all your help. And when you look at it, you can remember me and him and us.
Oh dear. Well, even had helped a lovesick woman realize she was worth more than just idolatry. And the red thread she'd been given must have a use somewhere, right? Heard any good ghost stories lately? Wow. Oh, the soothsayers are treasure troves of spooky stories and ancient knowledge. If you could ever get them to talk to you. So, let's hear it. Ooh, I already like where this is going. And classic. Oh, and so mysterious. Who is she? Is she still here? What keeps her here? What does she want from us? Why, it's got tragedy, romance, mystery. I love it. Thank you, kid. Heard any good ghost stories lately? Oh, listen. You come across any other spooky stories, you let me know.
Aber ich dem. Wie muss ich dem denn erzählen? So. Quasi so eine mehr oder weniger endlos.
Gau, gnarfdrak, åge, narmene, das, nein, doge, malmene, knenast. Ågos, gmenena, gena, gmoene, baks, norne hame, nahaina, kuske, hena, dakapoine, dagimna, gena hana, dag, keno, nosnik, åge, golgas, rak, dag, keno, knenast, nosnik, narmene, guags, kne, åge, skoje. Tak, mjøvne. Ha. Godkremes kamane. Gaskelno. 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 Ora que munanyo. Kokas takero. Inana kone. Kirtaa keskamaane heno. Kaikemani korahane. Tokamare hikkastaa keskamaane heno. Norne hame. Inana kone.
Heftig, ey. Ich bin hier gerade bei 1000 wert, ey. Oh, super, Alex
Doesn't
hier.
even look like me. Well, they did do your square shape.
Stimmt.
Justice.
Was hat zu Reginald hin? Zurückkehr. Wo war der denn doch mal? Das ist die Dingens. Verdammt, wo war der doch mal Reginald? Da hinten. Oder? Ja, da unten. Stimmt ja, du warst Reginald.
Have you won the fight? And you're here, and you're alive, so clearly you won the fight, which is incredible. The Queen's reaction when she finds out, oh, this brings a huge smile to my face. How'd you do it? Oh no. No. My poor little girl. I should have been there for you. she wouldn't. But that doesn't mean I can stop. I should have been more like her. I'm going to bury her. I'm going to give her peace, and then I'm going to make peace with my own past too, you know? I can't forgive myself for my mistakes, but I can learn from them. That's what she would have wanted. Not for me to be sad, but to celebrate our friendship, to celebrate what it stood for. Here, I want you to have this. A friendship bracelet that QB made for me once. I think she would have wanted you to have it. I don't need blue thread to remind me of what we shared. She lives in me now, and if I could give you some advice... The bond you and your dice share, it's important, and the friendship will define both your lives. Don't let anyone keep you apart. You belong together.
Even had brought closure to the old dice wielder, and in doing so, given him new motivation for his future. The blue thread in her hand seemed to pulsate with warm magic. It was oddly comforting, actually.
Kann ich dem Typ jetzt so eine Geistergeschichte erzählen?
Heard any good ghost stories lately? An ancient class of warriors. Tell me more. Is there a ghost in it? Interesting. Fascinating. Not a physical ghost, but the ghosts of tomorrow. Of all your regrets haunting you better than even a dozen ghosts could. Yes! Oh, by the makers, that's terrifying. A life of sleepless nights, regretting one single mistake. Oh, I love it. So it is, so it is. And honestly, I was expecting more of like, you know, vengeful, horrific stories. What you've told me are just, they're kind of sad, or moving, or stories that remind us there are things we may never understand, and like all stories, there's a joy in telling them, a joy in being alive and being reminded of that. Thanks, kiddo.
Gut. Habe ich das auch abgehakt. Auf Wahrsagerin, da muss ich hin. Wie geht's da denn nochmal hin? War doof. Wie ging's denn nochmal zur Wahrsagerin? Moment. Genau. Was? Ganz falsch gelaufen. Genau zur anderen Seite muss ich hin. Sackgasse. Die Sackgasse.
All bets are off when you've got a new card from old Matty Dex.
Jetzt bin ich auf dem richtigen Weg. Wahrsagerzelte. Könnt alle gar nicht wahr sagen. Hab ich alle angelogen. Ihr schummelt. Hier geht's zur richtigen Wahrsage. Bin ja mal gespannt, was jetzt passiert, jetzt wo ich die Fäden zusammen habe und den Leuten geholfen habe.
Ah, you've returned, young one. How does fate find you today? Let me see, young one. Ah, the purple thread from your enemy. You have a dice, and you have to decide what you'll do with that power. And you saved someone who'd done you harm, didn't you? Oh, it seems to me, at least in that moment, you thought everyone might deserve a second chance. And this blue thread from the two friends. Not a happy story there, with a friendship and a dice both dead. But there's some joy in it, too, isn't there? The old dice wielder made peace with his past, and in doing so, found a new motivation for the present. And this red thread from the woman in love. One can never fully depend on someone for one's own happiness. Isn't that true? We can't lose ourselves in someone else. We have to be our own people, no matter how much we idolize someone. Well, enough of that. Let's see what happens when these threads combine. Ooh. Ah, look at that. How beautiful it is when the weave comes together. You're a long way from one town, young one. You are lost, but you haven't realized yet that your story goes on whether you care or not.
Look, I'm glad you like your rug, but I'm really just looking for someone named Ooma.
If you are so certain that is what you want, look here. Closer.
But it's just a rug. I don't see anything.
Sometimes, to see things as they truly are, we must look within.
Ey.
Long ago, in the land of Random, there was a wonderful witch and a terrible queen. And everyone had a dice with which they could control their destinies. The witch, with her magical dots, gave every dice tremendous power. It was chaotic, but fair. Horrible, but beautiful. It was life. But sometimes there were disasters. One day, a new queen came to power, and she decreed her dice should be the only one. The queen hunted down all the dice in Random, tearing them from their wielders. It was a war, and she won. But still, she was not satisfied. She turned against the witch So desperate was this queen to find and control the secret valley from which all dice came. The queen destroyed Forberg, searching for her, but the wonderful witch was clever, and she escaped to her dice's valley, shrouding her way behind her. To this day, the witch stays hidden, and the queen searches for any sign of her, for they both know she will one day return and help the dice wielders do the same.
Okay, interessante Story.
I am Ooma. You are even. I'm sure you have many questions. Your kind is so small, and your lives so short. It does sometimes feel silly to learn them. In the before times, I produced the pips for the dice of old. Every dot on them came from me, and it gave them great power. There were many of us then. The Queen killed us all except me, because I hid for years, decades. And now you dare to disturb me. Did I? You are worthy of keeping some of my children. That's you, Dicey. If only to cause that horrible queen some headache. She hates that there's another dice in random, and I love it. Only if you believe her to be. What is it you want? You are like a dot on a dice, surrounded by a system you don't understand. You've been having dreams even, but they only show you part of the future. Dreams and destiny are woven together, but all is not as it seems. The last dice has not yet been rolled. You are lost here, lost in random, but a fact remains. Sometimes you have to lose your way in order to find your way. I will give you the dots you and Dicey need. Your eyes are closing. Your eyes are opening.
Thank you, Ooma.
Okay. Oh,
Let's
verdammt.
fight our way out, Dicey. Well, when you put it that way, let's break some robots.
Damit habe ich jetzt nicht gerechnet. Muss ich jetzt kurz vor... Ah! Dann kommt der... Mann! Komm, ey. Nur ein Ausweichen. Au. Au. Ach Mann, ey. Oh! Mann! Ja! Ich habe jetzt keine Lust, hier jetzt drauf zu gehen, wegen dem Paar. Ja, literally gleich drauf, weil ich keine Leben habe mehr. Wow.
Oops, my bad. Mind went to a dark place there. This is what actually happened.
We may have to fight our way out, Dicey. Well, when you put it that way, let's break some robots. Get 'em, Dicey!
Mucke ist ganz cool gerade. Oh, oder? Ja. Ich hab gar keine Lust drauf, dass die jetzt hier doch die ganze Zeit nachspawnen, ey. Ich hab gar keine Lust drauf, das ist doch ätzend.
Dicey, over here!
Das ist so witzig, sich einfach durch die durchzudashen und den Schaden zu machen. Aua! Alter. What? Wieso bin ich mit weggeflogen?